Hello everyone. Today, I present to you the third part of a series of videos dedicated to the most beautiful European cities. I will show you 10 more cities that deserve a visit, based on criteria such as cultural and architectural richness, natural beauty, and the number of visitors. Of course, each person has their own tastes and preferences, so this is a personal selection based on the parameters I have used. I hope you enjoy the video, and that it inspires you to discover these wonderful cities. Salzburg is a city in north-central Austria known for its architectural beauty in the Baroque style, its music, and its history. It's the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the musical genius who composed over 600 works. The famous film, The Sound of Music, was also filmed here. When visiting Salzburg, you cannot miss the Hohensalzburg Fortress, the largest and best-preserved medieval castle in Central Europe. It can be reached by funicular or on foot and offers a panoramic view of the city and the surrounding mountains. Another must-visit place is Mozart's birthplace, which houses memorabilia, documents, and musical instruments belonging to the Mozart family. To admire the splendor of the Baroque period, take a stroll in the Mirabell Palace and Gardens. The garden is one of the most beautiful in Europe, with fountains, statues, flowers, and geometric hedges. Lastly, for a fun and surprising attraction, you can visit Hellbrunn Castle and its water games. The castle is famous for its trick fountains, a system of hidden fountains that spray water on unsuspecting visitors. Seville is the capital of Andalusia and one of the oldest cities in Europe. It boasts a rich historical and artistic heritage, shaped by the influence of various civilizations that once ruled over it. Seville Cathedral is the largest Gothic temple in the world and the burial place of Christopher Columbus. Next to it stands the Giralda, the iconic bell tower of the city. The Alcázar of Seville is a royal palace and a splendid example of Mudéjar architecture. The Plaza de España is a monumental square built for the 1929 Expo. It has a semicircular shape and is surrounded by a canal with 4 bridges. The square is adorned with fountains, statues, ceramics, and benches representing the Spanish provinces. Maria Luisa Park is the green lung of Seville, and one of Spain's most beautiful parks. The Duchess Maria Luisa donated it to the city in 1893, and it now hosts various species of plants, animals, and monuments. The Santa Cruz Quarter is the most characteristic and picturesque neighborhood in Seville. It was the ancient Jewish ghetto of the city, characterized by narrow streets, white houses, flowered squares, and hidden courtyards. Here, you can breathe the culture of flamenco with its bars and performances. Krakow is a Polish city that played a significant role in the history of Poland and Judaism. Today, it is a lively and cosmopolitan city offering many opportunities for fun and exploration. A trip to Krakow must include a visit to the Old Town, the historic center surrounded by ancient walls and declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here you'll find the Market Square, the largest medieval square in Europe, where you can admire the Cloth Hall, the Town Hall Tower, and St. Mary's Basilica, with its famous wooden altar. In the Old Town, you'll also find Wawel Castle, the residence of Polish kings until the 17th century. Inside, you can visit Wawel Cathedral, the Royal Museum, and the Royal Tombs, where monarchs and significant figures from Polish history are buried. Another not-to-be-missed district is Kazimierz, the ancient Jewish quarter of Krakow, where the atmosphere of a millennial culture still lingers. Here, you can visit the Golisha Jewish Museum and numerous synagogues. Kazimierz is also a vibrant and trendy neighborhood, filled with bars, restaurants, and venues for music performances. To explore the more tragic side of Krakow's history, you can visit the Podgórze Ghetto, the district where Jews were confined and deported by the Nazis during World War II. Venice is one of the most enchanting and romantic cities in Europe, renowned for its canals, gondolas, and rich artistic and cultural history. Visiting Venice means immersing oneself in a unique atmosphere where time seems to stand still, and every corner hides a surprise. Among the main attractions of Venice, one cannot overlook the splendid St. Mark's Square, where the Basilica of St. Mark and the Doge's Palace overlook the square. The Basilica of St. Mark is a masterpiece of Byzantine architecture, adorned with golden mosaics and precious sculptures. The Doge's Palace, on the other hand, is the historical residence of the Doges, the rulers of the Venetian Republic, and is an example of Gothic Venetian style, with its sumptuous facades and interiors housing numerous works of art. Another symbol of Venice is the Grand Canal, the city's main waterway, lined with elegant palaces and imposing churches. Along the Grand Canal, you will also find the famous Rialto Bridge, the oldest and most photographed of the bridges spanning it. Venice also offers many other attractions to discover, such as the Accademia Galleries, which house masterpieces of Venetian painting from the 14th to the 18th century, and the islands of the lagoon, including Murano and Burano, famous for their glass and lace artisan traditions and picturesque landscapes. Hamburg is the second largest city in Germany and the country's main port, located on the River Elbe. Hamburg is a cosmopolitan and dynamic city, offering a variety of cultural, historical, and natural attractions. Among Hamburg's most famous attractions, the town hall stands out, an imposing neo-Renaissance-style building with a facade adorned with statues of 20 German emperors, and a 112-meter-high tower, offering beautiful views of the city. Another symbol of Hamburg is the Hamburger Kunsthalle, one of the largest and most important art museums in Germany, housing masterpieces by artists such as Caspar David Friedrich, Rembrandt, Monet, Munch, Dix, and Beckmann. Hamburg provides the opportunity to take a stroll along the Alster, an artificial lake that divides into two basins and is surrounded by parks, gardens, and elegant villas. Lastly, one cannot miss a visit to the Speicherstadt, the warehouse district, built between 1883 and 1927 on an artificial island in the port area. The Speicherstadt is an example of red brick Gothic architecture, and has a special charm with its canals and bridges. It is also home to the Miniature Wonderland, the world's largest model railway, faithfully reproducing landscapes and cities from various continents. Santorini is one of the most beautiful and famous islands in the Cyclades, located in the Aegean Sea. It is renowned for its volcanic landscape, black and red beaches, white and blue villages, and breathtaking sunsets. Among Santorini's main attractions is the caldera, the basin formed by the sinking of a volcanic magma chamber approximately 10,000 years ago. The caldera offers a spectacular view of the volcanic islands of Nea Kamenii, Palia Kamenii, and the Raetia, which can be reached by boat cruises. Another symbol of Santorini is Iea, the most photographed village on the island, with its white and blue houses, domed churches, and windmills. From here, you can descend to the Bay of Amudi, a small and peaceful bay where you can enjoy fresh seafood dishes and swim in the crystal-clear waters. Santorini also offers many other attractions to discover, such as Iamera Vigli, a traditional village with luxury hotels and magnificent views of the volcanoes, often referred to as the balcony of the Aegean. There's also Thera, the island's capital and the center of nightlife, featuring shops, bars, and restaurants. Akrotiri is another must-visit, being an archaeological site where the remains of a prehistoric city buried by the eruption of 1600 BC can be found. Lastly, Red Beach is a beach with reddish sand and dark rocks that contrast beautifully with the blue sea. The capital of Scotland and one of the most beautiful and fascinating cities in the United Kingdom, Edinburgh, boasts a rich historical, cultural, and artistic heritage, which is reflected in its numerous attractions. Among these, the most prominent is the castle, the city's iconic monument, perched on a volcanic rock and dominating with its imposing fortress. Another symbol of Edinburgh is the Royal Mile, the main street of the historic centre, which connects the castle with the Palace of Holyrood House. Along the Royal Mile, visitors can explore numerous historical buildings, such as St. Giles Cathedral, which features a characteristic crown-shaped tower, and the Camera Obscura, offering amusing optical effects and a panoramic view of the city. For nature enthusiasts, Edinburgh offers the opportunity to take a stroll in Holyrood Park, a vast green park that houses Arthur's Seat, a volcanic hill providing a splendid view of the city. Arthur's Seat is also a legendary place, where it is said that King Arthur is buried. Edinburgh also boasts many other attractions to discover, such as the National Museum of Scotland and the National Gallery of Scotland, displaying artworks from the Renaissance to Post-Impressionism. Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, is renowned for its historical, artistic, and cultural heritage, blending seamlessly with its modern and creative spirit. Among its main attractions, we find Tram 28, the legendary yellow tram that winds through the streets of the historic centre, passing by landmarks such as St. George's Castle. Tram 28 offers a unique and enjoyable way to experience the city's nostalgic atmosphere. Another symbol of Lisbon is the Belém Tower, the city's most emblematic monument, built in 1500 on the banks of the Tagus River as a defensive structure and gateway for travelers returning from explorations around the world. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the tower is a masterpiece of architecture, adorned with decorative elements inspired by the sea, such as ropes, armillary spheres, and marine animals. For culture enthusiasts, Lisbon offers the opportunity to visit the Belém Cultural Centre, a large modern facility that hosts cultural and international events, including exhibitions, concerts, and conferences. Within the Belém Cultural Centre, you'll find the Barado Museum, showcasing a rich collection of modern and contemporary art. Lisbon also boasts many other captivating attractions to discover, such as the Santa Justa Elevator, a neo-Gothic iron lift, the Oceanarium, one of Europe's largest aquariums, and the Geronimo's Monastery, an impressive church housing the tombs of Vasco da Gama and Luis de Camões. Bergen is the second largest city in Norway and one of the most beautiful and picturesque in the country. One of the main attractions of Bergen is the Bergen district, the city's symbol, declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bergen is a collection of colorful wooden houses that still retain the atmosphere and charm of the past. Another symbol of Bergen is the fish market, located in the city's harbor, where you can buy and taste local specialties such as salmon. The market is also a lively and vibrant place, where you can experience the culture and traditions of Bergen while enjoying a freshly cooked seafood meal. Mount Flyen is one of the 7 hills that surround the city and can be reached by funicular or on foot. From the mountain, you can enjoy a spectacular view of the city and the surrounding fjords. Bergen also offers many other attractions to discover, such as Bergenhus Fortress, a complex of medieval buildings that includes the Rosenkrantz Tower, considered one of Norway's most important Renaissance fortifications. There's also the Bergen Aquarium, the West Norway Museum of Decorative Art, which displays artworks from the Middle Ages to the present day, and the home of composer Edvard Grieg. Located on the Adriatic coast of Croatia, Dubrovnik, also known as Ragusa, is a city of rare beauty and charm. Its historical, artistic, and cultural heritage has earned it the nickname Pearl of the Adriatic and the recognition of being a UNESCO World Heritage Site. One of its most famous attractions is the impressive city walls, one of the best preserved fortification systems in Europe. Stretching almost 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, they encompass 5 forts and 16 towers and bastions, offering a spectacular view of the sea and the old city. The walls have also served as a filming location for the City of Kings Landing in the TV series Game of Thrones. Another symbol of Dubrovnik is the Old City, an architectural gem housing numerous historic buildings, such as the Rector's Palace, which houses the Historical and Cultural Museum, the Cathedral of the Assumption, the Franciscan Monastery, and the Onofrio Fountain, which is part of an aqueduct built in 1438. The Old City is also a lively and bustling place with its shops, cafes, restaurants, and markets. Dubrovnik offers the opportunity to visit nearby islands, such as Lokrum, a nature reserve with a botanical garden, Lopud, which boasts a beautiful sandy beach, and Mlihet, home to a national park with 2 saltwater lakes. Dubrovnik also offers many other attractions to discover, such as the Mount Search cable car, and Fort Lovrianas, a medieval fortress overlooking the Bay of Pila. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that it has inspired you to visit these wonderful European cities. If you haven't already, check out the first 2 videos in the series, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel not to miss the upcoming videos. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time. Goodbye.